I mean, understand the left's position today. The left's position is if you don't agree with me, you're not allowed to speak. And if you try, we're going to call you racist and we're going to try to cancel you. So I don't think they'll let this go forward, because if they do, then they can't suppress the Hunter Biden story. Then they can't kick President Trump off of Twitter. Then they can't throttle back Republicans who are trying to fundraise on these big tech platforms, who are trying to get out their message. They can't do all the things that they want to do and they've been doing. So I don't think they'll let it go forward. I hope they do. I hope it's a victory for free speech. And I got to commend Clay. I think he was one of the first people to talk about Elon Musk doing this. So I hope it does happen. But I don't think the left's going to stand for it. That's how committed they are to their censorship and attack on the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the First Amendment.
You know, Clay, I love the idea that Elon Musk may buy this. And by the way, if you don't like what somebody's saying on Twitter, you don't have to read it now, do you?
No, amen. And Congressman Jordan has done fantastic work, Mutual Admiration Society here, trying to rein in big tech. Because, look, Sean, make no mistake what's going on here. China is constantly censoring what their people can see, what they can say on social media. The government itself in China is. What's happened in the United States is we have allowed big tech companies to default do the same thing that the Chinese government is doing. And make no mistake here, what is happening is Twitter is aware, the blue checkmark brigade left-wingers, that what Elon Musk wants to do is provide a content-neutral forum for the marketplace of ideas to flourish, for everyone to be able to argue what they believe. And they're saying that Elon Musk, which crazily, is a threat to democracy. Since when has letting as many people as possible say exactly what they think been a threat to democracy? That is the very foundation of democracy. This is why Elon Musk must win. It's why he needs to buy Twitter. Taking it private is the right choice. We need a platform on social media that is committed to robust debate. That's how we got screwed up on the Hunter Biden laptop. As you mentioned, Sean, I think that story and the way that big tech covered it swung the election. I really do. And it's also how we've ended up with so many failures of public policy associated with COVID. You know, one of the ways to know that the truth is out there is if Twitter bans it, they've been consistently wrong in what they have allowed to be discussed. We need true content neutral platforms. That's why the left wing is so angry right now, because they know the game is rigged in their favor. And what Elon Musk would do is put it right back down in the center of the country.
Let's assume, based on what Twitter is saying, what the shareholder from Saudi Arabia is saying, Jim Jordan, let's assume for a second that they don't let Musk do this. What's our other option? And what will Congress do as it relates to the practices of big tech, especially heading into the 2020 election?
Yeah. Well, look, we got to take away their liability protection at a minimum. We got to pass that. I don't think Joe Biden will sign it. We got to look at speeding up any type of antitrust action in the court system. We got to have more transparency when they do censor you, throttle you back. We need to know when that's happening. And we may need to, frankly, look at a private cause of action if they're going to take people down and do things like they did to President Trump and others. So all that needs to happen. But Clay's exactly right. The First Amendment is not a threat to democracy. It's what preserves democracy, and they are directly going at it. And imagine this, Sean. What if it was a conservative company? Let's say Chick-fil-A was not private, but they were a public company, and the same dynamic was playing. What would the left be saying to that for these people who are going to stop that sale when it was going to make so much for their shareholders? Imagine that scenario. So that's exactly what's playing out. This is going to be a big gain for the shareholders at Twitter, and they're going to stop it because politics trumps the market. Politics trumps making money and shareholder or fiduciary responsibility that the board has to the shareholders. I think that's a big issue here as well. So let's see how this plays out. I hope it's successful, because we need all the forums we can have that are devoted to the public square being a place where the First Amendment is protected.
It's